When a teacher says, there's nothing to be done, everything you need to know is contained within you, it's not a metaphor. Who you are, who you really are, is whole and complete. When I identify as the mind, and the mind thinks thoughts like, I need this to be happy, I need to complete this within this lifetime, that is how reality feels. That's how it then is observed. When I disidentify with the entity, with the mind, and sit back as the non-entity, the no thing that I am, the spacious awareness in which all of this appears, when I am knowingly as that, then it becomes like God, or the true intelligence of the universe, is the one driving this body. I am using a body-mind I don't know why this just popped in my head, but like those claws you use to pick up trash. It's like the human body is just like these little tools, these little bits, all these like little bits that come together to create an experience. And that experience is not being had by the human. The experience is of the human. As long as the mind says, I am a human, and that is believed, then the experience will be that's all there is. From this, then, is the total plugging in of the energy of awareness into a reality which reflects lots of effort and struggle. If, say, around me is effort and struggle, but this experience, within the Heather experience, awareness is awake. I am awake to my true nature. This experience will not be one of struggle and effort, regardless of the outside. So someone will say, that's all well and good, but how do I sit back into my true nature? I don't know how to do that. This is bullshit. This is the mind. This is a thought in the mind that isn't being checked, that is then being spoken. It's a mistruth. Stop listening to, stop identifying with the thoughts in the mind. That is it. That is you. That is knowingly being yourself while experiencing a body. So this isn't like I need to find myself. This isn't I need to dig deep within a psyche to discover a true self, which is going to look like a cleaned up human. Who you are is evident right now beneath the mind. Identifying with mind is the veil. There is no updated message about this. We can change the way we talk about it to be a little bit more relatable. But there's one truth. There's no way to speak directly about that. There are pointers. It's up to you, it's your responsibility to let go of the mind, to recognize the mind putting up walls or presenting thoughts of resistance, and to simply not believe them, to open to a new reality. You don't have to believe in a new reality, just open to that new reality, which will require dropping belief in old programming, in the programming of the mind. Everything being experienced is all arising equally. That means this body, as well as everything. This body is arising equally within the world of form. When I observe the world equally, when all resistance is dropped, all attachment is released. So if I am not only this body, I'm not invested in the relative success of this body over any other, because I'm that body. I'm the one experiencing that body. So when I let that go, life is like dessert. It's like every day is a bonus. It's no longer a sense of I need to get to some finish line. It's more like I never started, or I'm already at the finish line, however you look at that. I don't have to do anything to prove myself. There is no self in that type of sense, in that meaning of the word. There is no self to be proven, or there's no self to prove oneself to. If there's only one, if all other bodies are experienced by the same being that I am, then my effortlessly being myself is the only sensible choice. Drop the act. Be your true self, which is effortless. As long as there's effort, it is in service of something in this illusion. As long as there is a struggle, a self to protect or to defend, this is based on belief held within the illusion. So, this is the perfect mechanism to clean this whole thing up. If I'm suffering, if I'm struggling, if things are hard, I'm off track. That's beautiful. So every time something comes up, I don't blame other people in this. They're me. I am experiencing them. I'm the life energy that is breathing them and breathing this one. So if I'm struggling, I'm off track. I've bought into the illusion as real, or as the only real thing, that there's nothing else, that I live one human life and I need to do as much as I can within it, or that I need to make that life last as long as possible and really fight to the death. Every little bit of effort is being off track. This is going to contradict what many self-help experts say. And this is going to take courage to fully open to. Instead of attaining a situation where I have gained relative stability or security in an illusion that's, sand falling through my hands, I am already safe as myself. And when I experience the illusion as myself, knowingly as myself, then the illusion will then reflect the felt safety, the realized safety. So anytime the body is contracted, and there's a whole sort of science to this, you can study yoga and the chakras and understand how different kinds of struggle correlate to different parts of the body. And this is very helpful for us in releasing those things, in focusing locally on the different aspects of the struggle, of the experience. But anytime I'm struggling, I can do all this work. Let's say I can, okay, relax, just relax. This is the throat chakra, so do the chanting and do the things. This is good. This is good in the illusion, in the relative. But ultimately in knowing that I am not that struggle, that my true nature is not that. What this looks like is thoughts come up and say, oh, I have this and this and this to do, and the shoulders start to come up. I can spend all day putting my shoulders down. Or I can recognize, oh, the thought is of a sense of responsibility, a sense of things needing to be accomplished. There's even a sense, there's an attachment to that needing to happen for me to be happy. That is reflected in the shoulders. Maybe that's the throat or the heart, I'm not sure. And I can see this cause and effect, and I know I'm not the thought of lack, of requirement. I'm not that. And this takes investigation. I can't tell you this and then you'll just, sometimes there can be instant recognition, but we have to work with this. This is where self-inquiry comes in. And it's not a magic trick. It's consistently looking at the mind's contributions or the mind's suggestions and recognizing them as false. And if I recognize them as false, I can't be that. I can't be the mind presenting false ideas if I am the one who can discern between true and false. So we work with this, and at first it can be that not much happens, which means we have more work to do. But this is only based on remaining resistance within this conditioned experience, resistance to the idea that I am already liberated, that nothing needs to happen, that I can relax, or that there can be relaxation in the illusion. So this is where it can take time, but it can also not take time, and it just depends on alignment with divine will. If I am fully identified as a person, then I want the person's will. I want this conditioned mind to carry on and to be successful in its constant wanting. If I am aligned with the divinity that I am, and I refer to this as switching seats. I'm watching the human struggle, and I no longer identify as that. So if that's where I am as the divine. The struggle just ceases. There's no work to make it cease. The work is remnants of illusion, remnants of programming until we're ready to release it.